All right, everyone. So, quick video on the market and what I expect to play out this week. I'm gonna start with the quick one. Okay, so USDT dominance. We had a bearish retest point of this rising wedge. I did mention this in the discords and to my class that if we do reject from this point, I expect a pump in the market. Okay, so here's a rising wedge. Here was resistance that we had trouble flipping. We rejected right from the horizontal and the diagonal, causing this pump in the market. I expect this to retrace back to 7.9%, possibly putting in an inverse head and shoulders, and then continuing the pump in USD dominance, which is again inversely correlated to the crypto market. Okay, lose this 7.9%, then we will have a further rally in the markets. But once we get to this point, I expect us to possibly get to 8.37%. Last time we got there was in June and September prior before that or after that. And then maybe a rejection from that point causing a triple top, but we'll see when we get there level by level. What does that mean for crypto? So we broke out of this 4 hour downtrend. Okay, I was expecting us to possibly get a little bit higher to 27.7k. Maybe we get there this week, early this week, before we have a pullback. But I'm looking for a move up to this daily order block, right? And golden pocket confluence. I'm starting to ladder my shorts around 27.7k. Okay, I have a DCA at 28.2k, right? And once we get two 4 hour closures above 28.5k, I will go ahead and manually close my short. This is not a hard stop loss. The main boss comes around this level, 28.8k. I will have my stop loss around 29.2k, hard stop loss, but I expect us to do something like this, okay, and then possibly continue the move down, right? So if my DC does not fill around 28.8k, once we get this fill, I will manually add more once we break down from this trend line. We have not yet broken down. We reclaimed it here. Once we break down, I'll add more to my positions, and I will be targeting 24.5k. Okay. Going into this area, a lot of people are trying to short this potential inverse or this head and shoulders. It may happen, it may not. Might be a little bear flag over here. Okay, adding more confluence to the DCA point, right? 28.2k would be around this point. Um, so let's see what happens. I'm going to start layering shorts in that area and have a move for potentially lower. Now for Sol, I cancel on my chart so I can draw these for you guys from scratch. Okay, Sol has a potential breakout coming. Right, it's one of the strongest coins that I've been holding. I canceled my long from this demand zone. Shame. I wanted to go for this demand zone over here. Did not reach it by a few cents. Okay, this would have been the perfect retest of the inverse head and shoulders. We missed it by, a good 30-40 cents. So what I have for Sol here is I'm looking for a short in this area, this little supply zone. Okay, I might have my shorts a little bit higher, but why this area? Okay, I'm looking for this golden pocket to be rejected. So instead of starting my shorts there, and I can back this up a little bit, but I'm looking to start my shorts around 23.3k. Not sure if we, or sorry, 23.3. I'm not sure if we get there, but my setup would look something like this. Might get front ran. Um, this would be a soft stop loss. If we were to flip this, I will manually close out my positions at 24, but we might have another inverse head and shoulders here. Okay, once we break out, reject, maybe a retest, inverse head and shoulders target would put us at around $24. So I'm looking for hopefully a quick wick into this area and then rejection. Now this is going to be a scalp play. Let me just make that straight. Um, It's going to be a scalp play, so I'm looking to short around 23.3, maybe a DCA around 23.7. Okay. Um, and hopefully a rejection around this area, looking for a move back down to around 23 once the DCA fills for a quick maybe like 2%, 3% gain. Now, I know that the R&R isn't that great here, but usually when Sol has a little scam pump, it does retrace a bit. So I'm looking for another one just like this, a little move up, breakout, and just like that. Otherwise, if we break out here and we successfully retest this downtrend, I will go ahead and look for longs. Okay, but I need this to break out first. If we break out, then I'd be looking to possibly long. Not right now. Okay, I need this to break out first, have a successful retest point, maybe around here. We'll see. This will be the neckline first, so maybe we go a little bit higher, then come back down, and possibly look to long this order block. Stops somewhere below. Okay, looking for a move up to there. And playing it as such. Okay, so this is not a limit long. It has to break out first, then come back and retest this point, and then look for it that way. Okay, let's see. If we get that long point, let's say it breaks out to about here-ish. Yeah, nice little place to long from that point. Okay, so again, I need this to break out first. I will update in the discords what happens from that point on. But I'm looking to short here. Okay. For ETH, this looks very similar to Bitcoin, right? If I were to remove this, we have this little wedge. Same with ETH, right? ETH also did just break out. Well, broke out just a little bit. Um, the 3-day trend line is holding, okay? We've had many touches from this. If this trend line gives, I'm looking to short with stops somewhere above here. I need more data, but we've had 5 touches of this trend line. It's getting weaker and weaker every single time. I expect eventually this range to hit. Okay, these two levels to hit eventually. But in terms of looking for plays for ETH, reclaim this support. Okay, just like we did here, we're going to continue higher. So reclaim that. I'm looking for a swift move up to 1610. That is where I will be looking to possibly do a scalp short. Stop loss. Yeah, stop loss will be somewhere around 1650. And then hopefully I can short back down to recover that wick. But I'm playing it level by level. If I make this call, it'll be in the Discord. I'm still undecided about this one because if we do push higher, then I'm possibly looking for this giant order block. Okay, this is where I'll be looking to swing short. So layering my shorts in here. I will make this call in the Discord. Still undecided, but this would be the scalp attempt, and if we do go up higher, this would be the swing attempt. Okay, and by swing, I'm talking about multi-day, possibly, or multi-week short to range lows. Right, so this is still undecided. This chart looks a bit weird to me. It's much cleaner PA on Bitcoin and altcoins than this one, so I just be weary of taking a short here. If this is going to be a scalp play, it's going to be a very low position, easy manageable trade, whereas this one's going to be a little bit more complex into getting so. All right. Next coin up is Link. I had given this play earlier. There was a demand zone. We tapped here for like an 8% move up originally, or 10% move up. If you guys have been following my videos, demand zones, I mentioned that unless 50% of the zone is filled, the play is still active. So the same setup could have been taken here. So if you had got in again, you would have caught another 5% move up. Now, for those that are in my class, you saw this wedge, right? This falling wedge. You guys were able to identify it cleanly. I know a few people got in on that retest point. Very, very great. Okay. Um, if you guys got in, right, your play would have looked something like that, and you're looking for that as your final TP, $8. Okay. Now, if we do get this breakout, I am looking to possibly short this again. Okay. Why this area? First of all, we have clean resistance here, right? We also have resistance here, right? We have been unable to flip this. We briefly flipped it here, failed here, failed here. We had a wick up to it again, okay? But this is also the target of the falling wedge. So I'd be looking to short if we get it around 7.87%. Stop loss above the highs, lower position size than normal, and then look what happens when we break out of a falling wedge. Okay, when Link pumps, it has a swift move up, right? So if we have a 7% move up from that breakout point, this should also resonate with this falling wedge. Okay, I know they're different in terms of the setups here, right? We have the move down, continued higher, move down, continued higher, falling wedge up, and if fractals aren't in play, that's sure. But if we get this pump up here, we have a supply zone. This you can argue filled 50%, but I'm still going to take the same exact setup. Maybe my stop loss will be a little bit lower, and then once we have that move up into that resistance point, we do drop 30%. Do we get that again? Maybe. 550 is where my spot plays, spot bids for Link start. Okay, so this is why I'm taking this Link short. And in terms of longs, again, it's a Sunday, so I can't really get potential long areas yet because I need the weekend or the Monday range to play out before we get into any longs. Okay, so I'm just setting myself up for shorts here. TRB, a lot of people got wrecked on this. When you're playing with liquid shitcoins, right? You want to be careful. Now this one did actually break out and retest the falling wedge. Okay. Breakout, retest, continued higher. We had a swing failure. Right? What did I mention about swing failures? Take out the highs, close belows. You'd market short stops above there. You're obviously not going to place your stops above there, but you could have still shorted on this candle open and made 11%. Stops maybe above that high if you short from over here. Okay. Now be careful with TRB. This is a very highly manipulated coin. Okay. Oops. One sec. Okay. See, when we get a move down like this so swift, this is probably going to turn into a daily SFP, right? So one of two things here. We can place bids at the previous swing high point. Now stops are going to be very tough to play, so I wouldn't say place your stops above there, but maybe around like 71. Okay, so that's going to be one play, and then aim for much lower. Okay, lose the trend line is going to be another short. Low time frame. Low time frame, the golden pocket comes around there, but I'm not going to use that point here. I'm going to take it from this swing high to this swing low. Okay, this might turn into a supply zone, so if we break down, I'd be looking to short this golden pocket if we break down a little bit. Okay, then making lower highs, lower lows, making another lower high, and then continuing further down. We have a slight demand zone here, but again, with coins like this, I'd be very careful. We could get a bounce from this point over here. Okay, if I were to take it, we bounce right from the golden pocket. Right, the golden pocket's going to be a very strong reversal point, but the 786 fib comes around here. It's also a retest point of the trend line. So I'd be careful longing this coin, but a bounce from this area could be very swift, quick, just like this, and then further up. If we break down a little bit further down, I'd be looking to short this supply zone once it's created, and the play setup would look like that. Okay, so again, I need this to go further down and then a move up into the supply zone. That's where I'll be looking to short. Okay, I will definitely short once this trend line is lost. We've been holding it ever since. Once it's lost and turned to resistance, I'm going to short this down to about $10. Okay, so those are the plays that I'm looking for. The longs will be given in the Discord if I see any, but I'm waiting for Monday's range to form, and then we will take it from there. All right, cool. Thanks everyone.